This is the video version of the Division Z podcast, which is streamed live on Twitch every single Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to watch the live version of this podcast, go ahead and follow me on Twitch. A link is in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And my name is K Cosmic.
And we are back with another episode of Division Z. Today is episode 3 of this glorious podcast.
We're
And
getting through them pretty fast.
it feels like we are getting pretty quickly,
Yeah.
you know? Like, like already episode 3, you know? Like, what?
Yeah, I know.
And you know what's funny, too? It already feels like this has already been, like, an established thing for a while.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You know? Even in this show's infancy, it still manages to be something that it feels right, you know?
Yeah. You got to remember as well, since we've been doing it once a week, it's been going on for almost a month. When we come up to our 4th episode, it should be roughly a month we've been doing it.
That is
It
crazy.
has been going on for, a decent amount of time.
That is pretty crazy, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
If you really think about it. But
Yeah. Wow. Shit. That just put a lot into perspective for me, actually. That's amazing. But yeah, so as y'all can tell by the title of the stream today, we have some leaked COD 2020 Black Ops Cold War what do you call it? Footage. Yes, footage. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy seemingly recorded it on his phone. Not going to show the footage on stream today just because on the off chance it is actually real, we don't want anything taken down because I'm one of those people. I don't want to leak something that shouldn't already be there. You know what I'm saying?
Or Activision will come to your house.
Or Activision will come to my house. Hey, you know what? Both in Southern California, they probably know where I'm at anyways. So, anyways, yeah. So what do we think of this leaked footage?
I mean, I think it looks a lot similar to Modern Warfare. So if it is fake, which I don't think it is, it would be pretty hard to kind of do that because it looks like it's on the Modern Warfare engine, which they've kind of said that they're doing in future games anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the one major thing that makes it somewhat credible.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. I'm having a hard time believing it just because I don't know. It just doesn't look right to me. Like, it doesn't look right, and I know a lot of people go, "Oh yeah, this is confirmed because you got that company logo from a Black Ops 4 multiplayer map that's there."
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's something feels off to me about it that I want to see it. I want to see a trailer. Like, I don't give a shit about this leaked stuff. I want to see a trailer.
We won't exactly know until we get a trailer.
Exactly.
We can guess, and the videos can be taken down by Activision. Much means something, right? It must mean something, to do with it. But until we get an actual trailer, gameplay, and we see what the game's gonna look like, we can't really say it's real.
I feel that. Yeah.
We can guess, but we can't be like, okay, this is Black Ops 5.
Exactly.
It's just it looks genuine, but there's a lot of problems with the gameplay that was shown that suggest, like there's a lot of problems with the gameplay that kind of shows, like, it says it's supposed to be in the Cold War. It's okay. It says it's supposed to be in the Cold War, but you got, the Black Ops 4 vans, which
exactly
in the game, which people stick in placeholders, but I don't really know about that. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. And the gun as well is a bit past like the Cold War. I'm pretty sure someone said.
If I remember the gun in the footage correctly, it does look a little too modern.
Does it look like an MP5 or something, like a modern MP5?
I don't know. I mean,
I thought it did. I can't remember now.
I'm trying to, like, I have a vague idea of it in my head, kind of what it looks like, but
yeah,
the movement does look like Modern Warfare a lot, and
Yeah.
like I said, that's the main thing it's got going for it. The movement does look a lot like the Modern Warfare movement, and
I think
yeah.
I think it's going to be kind of the equivalent to like COD 4 and World at War. You know how
Yeah.
identically they're like based pretty much they're the same game, just with different skins. But as
Kinda.
time's gone on, the engines kind of got a bit different for each developer.
Yeah, I
like,
feel that.
Black Ops 3 doesn't really feel anything like Modern Warfare 3 or
Mhm.
Ghost or something like that. It doesn't really feel similar.
Yeah.
But with the new engine, I'm pretty sure Treyarch has been like, okay, it's a lot better than ours. We're just going to borrow that, and then we can use that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, a lot of people. It's funny. I remember back in the, I say back in the day, right? But it was only like a few years ago. But when people used to go, oh yeah, Treyarch and Infinity Ward are sort of competing against each other. Who can make the better Call of Duty game?
Yeah.
I can see like a friendly rivalry in the way of like, oh yeah, our game was a little more successful than yours, yada yada yada. But I think overall, at the end of the day, it's one of those things that is, at the end of the day, they're two sides of the same coin because
they're working for the same boss.
They're working for the same
Like,
boss. They're gonna have shared assets. The things that are only going to be different are the storylines and the mechanics and
Yeah.
other aspects that make the game unique. So, I had a point to this. I forgot what I was going to say.
You're going what you say. Well, if you try to remember that, a few things I'll say is like they've done it before. They've like shared assets in that because back in World War II zombies, that big guy that would chase you about in the final right.
Oh yeah,
he
hammer
had the
arm.
same assets as the Panzer. Like he had the same like animations in that because Treyarch lent it to them.
Really?
So yeah, so when he comes down and that, and then he starts running, it's the same as the Panzer.
Really?
Like identical, pretty much. Yeah, it's like the same assets in that.
Oh.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's a flamethrower as well. I think they maybe borrowed that of them as well. So
you're talking about the flamethrower guy. Oh, I thought you were talking about the big hammer arm dude that.
Oh no! I mean the guy that comes around and chases you.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Oh, that's interesting.
Sense, yeah.
That's really interesting.
If you think about it, they're really similar.
Yeah, I haven't played World War II Zombies in a long, long time.
I haven't either.
I actually was planning on maybe streaming it sometime later next week, so I'll have to pay attention to that. Actually, I'll have to take a look at that.
Go on the final Reich and have a look because you'll be like kind of like, oh yeah, that does kind of look like how the Panzer kind of runs in that.
That's really interesting.
They've done it with that, and you got this next thing coming up where it's Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and Raven all working on it. So that's pretty much all the studios except Infinity Ward working on it. I'm sure.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're like I said, they're using the same Modern Warfare engine. So Infinity Ward are helping them by letting them use that engine. But I'm sure Activision have something to say about that. I'm sure like, okay, you're going to let them borrow that engine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Activision. Forces, you got work together but separately because at the end of the day it's still Call of Duty. We still got to pump a game out every year and we just gotta do the best we can. All right, I just gotta hydrate in the chat. I gotta drink water.
You gotta drink water. Do you think if
there you go, Georgie.
Do you think if all the developers worked together as like one massive studio on each game that was coming out, do you think they'd do better, or do you think it's better that they?
I think they would work better together if they have more time.
Yeah.
If they have more time, they will be able to make. Yes.
They have 3 years to make a game all together at once. Then that'd be good. But I think Activision just make too much money by selling them each year, to be honest.
Yeah. I think I think Call of Duty would be just a much better experience overall if there was a little bit more development time. And I think that's just a no-brainer, honestly. If there was longer development cycles, if there were longer there's a specific term I'm looking for. But I guess production time to work on something, even if it's a couple extra months, if the game comes out in December or January instead of October, November, that makes the difference. That makes all the more difference.
I mean, it does, yeah. For them it would, because they need that extra time just to polish things up. And I think you could see with Black Ops 4 that they didn't have that time.
Yeah. Because we gotta make a battle royale. We gotta jump on the trend.
Do all that fun stuff. I hope since they have a bunch of developers working on one game that it should turn out all good. Like they
Oh,
won't
yeah.
need that extra time because part of the game was like kind of leaked to be finished. Like the campaign was already finished or something. And
Yeah, that's
having a bit more
right.
new stuff. So that's one part gone. Multiplayer, I'm sure they're just going to use a lot of the map or like things from the campaign into the maps. And zombies, as far as the kind of leaks go, we're going to get like a Zombie Chronicles sort of thing. Maybe I know we're probably getting transit, like probably.
Potentially.
And we won't see it until we see it. We won't see it until we see it, but.
Right.
If we were going to get any remastered map, it would be Transit, and then Die Rise and Buried we would probably get at some point. Pray to God they're not DLC, like main DLC. Pray to God.
We'll find out. I mean, I think they would be, to be honest with you, because that's what we saw in Black Ops 4.
Yeah,
but as long as they're good, as long as they're good remasters, I don't care. You know, like
I mean, true. You
know, Tag der Toten's a good map. You know, a lot of people go, "Oh my God, it's another remaster," but Tag der Toten's good. You know,
like it's better than Call of the Dead. As much as people are like, "Oh no, it's not." I think it is.
I think it's a little bit better than Call of the Dead, just a little bit. And that's just my opinion. But you know what's? Did I mention this last week on the podcast where people wanted all the remakes? People were like, "Oh yeah, make a Zombies Chronicles 2."
And now they're doing it.
And then they do new maps, and then people go, "No, that's not what we meant." You know, like I just think it's funny. You know, I think a lot of the people in the community, for the most part, do have a positive reception towards Call of the Dead, even if it's not like their favorite map of all time. And then, oh yeah, Call of the Dead's gonna be remastered. No, we don't want that. Well, what do you want then?
To be honest, I think what happened with that is back when they wanted all the maps, they weren't getting them at the time because you gotta remember we didn't really get a lot of remasters until Black Ops 3 when we got Zombie Chronicles.
Right.
Because we got that one time in Black Ops 1 where we got the World at War remasters, and we got Revelations, which kind of started it because people were like, okay, well, we've already played these maps before.
Yeah, but Revelations gave off a different dynamic to play the map, though.
Yeah, so you could, depending on how you felt, you could play like, you got to play a game of Nact with a bit more, you know, to it. You could play Rev.
Yeah, you want a Margwa and a Panzer to ruin your day on Nacht der Toten? Just play Revelations. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I get that. Like, Revelations good in its own way, and everyone wanted a map where all the maps were mixed, and they did a pretty good. It has a pretty good flow for what it is.
Yeah.
The maps for the parts that are actually molded together, like you know, have Origins and Mob that are kind of like in the same bit. Like you go down the little tunnel.
Yeah, that's definitely a good little flow.
And like Chang and the Horizon track, that's pretty good as well, I would say.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Like it fits in well together, but I think once we kind of started getting it for DLC, like you know, like main DLC, I think that's when people are like, okay, we don't want this. We were wrong. But they didn't say they were wrong. They were just like, oh no, we don't want remasters.
I think when it comes down to that, it's more of, you know, because you can't please everybody, right?
Yeah.
And you know, you can't blame Treyarch for trying something new. You know what I mean? I think that's what a lot of people overlook. I think a lot of people overlook the fact that, you know, a lot of people in the community did want remakes and remasters, reimaginings of other maps that they liked, you know, and maps that would be favored to be in a Zombies Chronicles 2. And they decided to add them to the DLC cycle of Black Ops 4 and reimagine them and add new things to them. You know, I think that was a smart call. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Black Ops 4 mainly because of the perk system. They don't like it because of, you know, other things. Now, don't get me wrong, Black Ops 4 isn't a perfect game. I've expressed my frustrations with how the zombie pathing goes time and time again because it's the most broken part of that game. And you know, I don't necessarily mind the perk system, but it would be definitely a different perspective to see maps like Alpha Omega and Tag der Toten on the Black Ops 3 engine.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say my major thing that I want in Black Ops 5, they can give me remasters all day, and I'm like, okay, this is fine, I guess. Is I want a good engine, and
Hmm.
if we're getting the Modern Warfare engine, hopefully the zombies work like kind of like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2 zombies. Like
Yeah.
I want it to look good, but I know how how the Modern Warfare engine feels. You know how it doesn't really feel like a COD game so much more of like a Battlefield
Yeah,
game.
I
In a
agree.
good way. It's a good thing
Hmm.
because the engine's overall improving.
Absolutely.
I just hope they can kind of like get a mixture of like both like graphic improvements and overall gameplay improvements and not make the zombies harder because I feel like they might stick to kind of more aggressive zombies like Black Ops 4 if they're going with this better engine.
Let's hope
Because
not.
I hope not. I hope not. Because for Black Ops 4 to be one of the better games, I have like a five things. The five things that needed to be better is fix the HUD, make the zombies less aggressive, make the zombies pathing normal.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say change the perk system, but change the HUD so like that kind of goes back into the HUD where you know
Yeah.
fix the HUD, and the last one, there's not even a last one. Maybe try and balance stuff out a tiny bit more with, the like specialist weapons, maybe. But other than that, if they fix all them things, it would pretty much compete with Black Ops 3
I
for me.
mean, I honestly, I like the whole specialist weapon system when you do it
Yeah.
when you do the create a class. I think that's a really good
Mm.
system
Yeah,
to
no,
me
I
because
like
I
it.
think it adds a lot of variety. I
Yeah,
might be one of the only people that don't particularly mind the HUD too much.
it does its job. I'll say
Like
that
it
it does its job,
absolutely
but it
does
doesn't
its
look.
job. I think the one thing it could get rid of is the giant elixir thing in the
Oh
corner.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's the main. It's an eyesore. It's too big on the screen
yeah.
for the most part. I think that's the one thing they can get rid of. Make it a little bit
Mm.
smaller, or I don't know where else to put it, or just have the gobblegum system like you had back in Black Ops 3. I mean, I thought that was fine, you know.
Yeah,
But I like seeing where your perks are. Like you chose where your perks wanted to be, and you got to see where they were. Oh, okay. I put stamina up at Danu. Cool. I'm gonna go run to Danu. Okay.
yeah,
Things like that. I like that. And not only is it new, I think that particular little thing right there is new player friendly.
yeah.
Um, but it's also at the same time, in a strange way, veteran player friendly because
Mm.
then it gives people the recognition of, okay, I get to practice and learn where the Danu perk is, and then it becomes second nature. Does that make any
Yeah,
sense? I mean, I kind of
yeah.
explained
No,
it in a
I
weird
get what you
way,
mean. I get what
but
you mean.
it's like a call out. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Where and another thing that I like that Black Ops 4 did was the fact that you had the location of where you were at the top left corner of your screen, so you could
Yeah.
communicate with your team better. Like
Oh yeah.
last
Yeah, you'd be
night,
like, I'm
I
here.
did I did the 9 gauntlet last night with a bunch of friends, and you know, oh, where we're going? Okay, Odin, top of the Odin Tower, arena, the pit. Just quick little call outs like that
Yeah.
for whatever, and it makes for a better experience.
Yeah.
Comms are obviously very important. So
I'll
yeah.
say in multiplayer, I'm kind of useless with
Oh my
like
god.
naming areas. Like if I tell like hey, what was up?
My just keep talking. My microphone is having this problem where it's like falling off my desk. Just keep talking. I'm
Okay.
gonna fix this.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Well, in multiplayer, I think it's just me who does this, but when I'm playing it and I try and call out somewhere, I can't do it. I can't call out somewhere. Like if someone's killed me in a room, and they're like, "Oh, or where are they? Where are they?" I'll be like, "In the room with the bucket." In the room with the bucket
Yeah.
or something like that. But like, I know zombies is obviously different, but having that like name there is like, okay, I know where it is. I can
Yeah.
say this.
Exactly.
I don't have to be like left top tower or something. I can be like,
Mhm.
what's that? I can't remember a room. But just
You
a
know.
random room.
Yeah.
Whatever's up there. I can be like in that room.
Oh yeah, teammate died. Where are you? Oh, New Industries. Oh, okay. I go to New
Yeah.
Industries. You know,
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah, especially like I'm terrible at it too, man. Like when I play
Yeah.
gunfight, like 2v2 gunfight with my friend, me and him go a little bit try hard. I'm not gonna lie. when we try to do
Mhm.
gunfights.
Yeah.
And so I die, and then I try to do a call out. He goes, "Oh, where is he? Yeah, right there." I'm
Right there,
like,
right there.
and then my friend ends up dying because I'm like, "Wow, I'm a fucking idiot." Like over
I
there
know what you
isn't a
mean.
location.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Just like
Oh
over
man,
there, on your left, and then they look
on your
left, and like
left.
they're not. I've made the mistakes where I'm like on your left, and they're on the right.
Oh, absolutely.
so,
Every
so
time,
I get my friend killed by accident just because of
every
me
time,
being
man.
a complete idiot.
Oh, dude. But yeah, hopefully Black Ops 5 zombies or Cold War zombies, whatever it's going to be called,
Yeah,
has those little things that make the difference when it comes to gameplay experience. I wouldn't mind the perk create a class thing coming back.
yeah, I would
I
either.
wouldn't mind the armory coming back. I want to see operator mods come back. I want to see operator mods come back better. Because there
I
are
want
only
to see an
like
operator.
2 or 3 operator mods that are like really helpful, and the rest are just, you could probably do without it.
This is probably not going to happen, but I'd like to see an operator mod for each weapon. Or what they could do is this:
Hmm.
there'd be an operator mod for each class of weapon. So for like assault rifles,
Oh, I see.
at each end you could get like a bayonet or something. And for SMGs, you could get
Well, then
like a
here's the
rapid
thing.
fire.
Here's the thing with that. Would that then dilute the gunplay of playing zombies?
You
Because
mean
if every assault rifle is gonna have the same, I know I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I'm
yeah?
proposing devil's advocate, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's would it dilute the gunplay to the point of all the assault rifles play the exact same? You have like 30 bullets in a magazine, and then the bayonet. They all play
Mm-hmm.
sort of kind of the same way. You know,
Yeah, I get that.
but I like the idea of something class specific for assault rifles or SMGs.
I think
Some kind of, I don't know,
ideally,
some sort of perk. I mean, not like a zombies
yeah,
perk per se, but
yeah,
like more along the lines of like maybe something like in multiplayer, like a multiplayer type of perk in zombies for specific classes. I
yeah.
I don't know, maybe to make the talismans a little bit better. If let's just entertain the idea that talismans come back or something similar to that come back
Yeah.
for Cold War. Um, you know, SMGs reload 10% faster for this game.
Yeah.
There's like certain little buffs that you can put on each game for
Yeah.
whatever class you want to use, something like that. Because the
Mhm.
main thing that I think about is kind of backtracking a little bit to World War II, where you had World War II multiplayer, you had the infantry, like you were just saying, you get the bayonet in the infantry
Yeah.
class in World War II. Airborne, you get the SMG on your submachine, or what did I just say? You get the silencer on your submachine gun.
Mhm.
Things like that. I think that could be a really interesting dynamic. But when it comes down to operator mods, I absolutely think they should still be gun specific.
Yeah. Here's something I would kind of like to see. What about if we got like a few perks in the game, right? We got like base map. We had our original 4 perks, and then we had a Wonder Fizz machine or something, right? So we
Hmm.
had all them perks and all that, right? Do you remember Extinction well, or do you remember it a wee bit?
I not very well at all.
Well, once when you were playing Extinction, you could unlock these teeth things to get sort of like perks in your characters that's kind of outside of the game.
Hmm.
So what you could do is like you could put a really good attachment on your pistol before starting the game, and you'd have that on forever once you earned it. So pretty much it's like the teeth were like imagine they were like like any like keys or anything like not like for Black Ops 3 how
Hmm.
you could buy supply drops or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Imagine you could earn like a sort of like currency system in zombies, which then you could buy something else from a list of things, going from the worst at the
Yeah.
top to the hot like the better ones to the bottom, and like the better ones being more expensive, obviously. So let's say um, let's say you had enough teeth to get like the last thing, and that was being able to hold like 2 pistols at once when you spawn in, and then you could use that like as your when you pack a punch it as well.
Yeah.
Like stuff to make your character better. Like you can adjust outside of the game, so when you go in, it'll already be there, and like things like speed increase and things like that.
Interesting.
Like there's more like detail to it, more outside the game once you're earning teeth from doing it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
and you could grind that game for like the whole year to get all the
Hmm.
benefits. And then when you go in the game, you'd be so like overpowered pretty much. So it give you incentive to play the game because at the end of it, you'd be a lot more powerful than our players.
Yeah,
It would
that could definitely be something interesting.
it wouldn't be it wouldn't be like overpowered against other players because of other players you're helping them.
Mm-hmm.
So by
Right.
you being stronger, you're making your team stronger.
Exactly.
And if they want, if they're making leaderboards for the next game, which they will, they can just make an option. Ones with what we call them. We need a name for this, like player power ups or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Like something like that, something like player upgrades or something.
Yeah.
Player upgrades on and player upgrades off. So you can either play in the playlist, not the playlist. You can play with the leaderboard with the people who have them on, so you have them all like pimped out
Yeah.
with their increased speed and their increased damage or whatever. And then you have the playlist where it's just you're going in bare bones to like a normal game of zombies, kind of like Gobblegums, but like outside of the game. Like it's earnable.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be,
I definitely see that.
and they could add more as time went on as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the
I think the bottom line is something has to be there to innovate. Something has to
Yeah.
be there to innovate for the next game. You know,
Mhm.
Black Ops 4 definitely took some interesting strides in terms of innovation and in terms of taking chances and taking risks.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm one of those people that don't mind most of the things.
Yeah.
But Black Ops 5 definitely, and I think we talked about this before, we have to find a harmony between Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, and then it'll be a really good game, I think. And I think the majority of people would really enjoy something like that.
Yeah. For me, I think it's all I'm really wanting from it is a nice engine, a nice clean game,
Hmm.
like a solid game at launch with no issues like blue screening or everyone being like the HUD's not nice or whatever, and something to get me to grind the game that isn't camos or anything. Because I like grinding camos.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think they're cool. Don't get me wrong. Like getting like Dark Matter. Dark
Yeah.
Matter. I didn't do that in Black Ops 4, but I would have liked
Oh,
to do it.
I sure did. That
Yeah.
like,
You should.
here's the
What's that
thing.
one called? The Wellington or something? What's that
The
pistol
Welling,
called?
okay,
The
that
Welling,
wasn't even
yeah.
the worst one. The worst one was the Essex, dude, and the
Oh
Essex,
yeah, that would be the worst.
it's just the worst gun ever in zombies. I
Ever
swear to
made.
God, you know.
Yeah.
Camos. Okay, my main gripe with camos is that yeah, they look cool. What else do they do? Like I
Nothing.
wanna grind for a camo that gives me some kind of in-game something to that
Like
that
maybe-
goes, okay, this was definitely worth it. It's like the gauntlets, right? I like the concepts
Yeah.
of the gauntlets. I think the gauntlets are fun for the most part. Some interesting challenges,
Mhm.
but I get a sticker if I don't get any strikes when I do it. A
Mhm.
sticker.
Yeah.
Like, people are already going to choose a random emblem and a random calling card for the most part, and then like barely even change it.
Yeah.
So why do I need a sticker? Now, I'm not saying
Well-
the designs of the stickers are bad. I think, okay, no, it's kind of a cool design, whatever. But it just doesn't do anything to me. If the stickers had some sort of in-game buff or had some sort of extra incentive that it makes people want to go for it, I don't know what it would be, but it would
Yeah.
have to be something for players to go, yeah, that's worth doing a gauntlet flawlessly, or oh yeah, that's worth getting that camo, because if I get that camo helps me do something in the game if I equip that on the gun, because then it gives
Yeah.
more player options, it gives more play styles to play the game, and it makes for a much more customizable experience if camos actually did something instead of just make the
Yeah.
gun look cool.
Here's what my system with the power ups could tie in. Maybe they bring gauntlets back or something. They bring gauntlets or whatever back, right?
Mhm.
And you complete a gauntlet. You would then get a camo, and with that camo, it'd be like I don't know, like let's say the ability that you'd unlock from doing that gauntlet would be like you get 10% less damage from other boss types, like
Yeah.
meatballs or anything else, and it would be like
That would be cool.
it'd be like a camo with like blue shields pulsing like on it, like like
Yeah,
individual shields
that'd be pretty
pulsing
cool.
and that, like blue. You know what I mean? It'd be cool. And from getting that camo, people are like, okay, well you've done this. That means you must be more immune to them bosses that you can justify in your player upgrade setting bit.
Yeah.
Like your player customization bit. I don't. We need to make a name for these power ups that are outside of game. I'll think of one.
Some kind of buff,
That sounds cool.
like
Yeah.
buff up. I don't know. Some
Tough,
random
tough
name.
buffs.
Tough buff.
Tough buffs.
Tough buff.
Yeah.
like perma perk. Tough buff.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that one.
But yeah, it's one of those things that, funny enough, talking about all that, it makes me go, if something like that were to be implemented, zombie records would probably be like, okay, these probably aren't going to be allowed, just because, you're going to want to rely on more player skill to get records, to show off on the leaderboard a little bit, which I think is totally fine. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I saw some people discussing zombie records the other day, and this one guy was going, well, if there are things in the game like round robin and there are things in the game like power vacuum, why do you guys ban them if they're in-game mechanics and it's just part of the game? Shouldn't somebody who uses power vacuum and uses round robin they should have just as much right to get a world record as someone who didn't use it because it's already an in-game mechanic? Well,
like how they were allowing the ray gun.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of those things where I go, okay, at the end of the day, they are their own separate entity. They are not Treyarch.
Yeah.
They are not Infinity Ward. They are their own leaderboard website that can make specific rules for whatever they want. So if they think in their eyes, oh, okay, round robin, that's kind of overpowered, especially if we're doing high rounds. That's just not gonna fly, And I completely agree with the decision to ban certain gobblegums like round robin, because that has nothing to do with player skill.
Yeah, that's just.
It's just pressing a button.
When you look at it from a certain angle, it's like you can understand why they remove these things. Like the reason they removed it is because it can get you from, if you're playing with a team of 4 and you're really lucky, it could get you from round 1 to round 100 by you doing nothing.
Absolutely.
By a lot of luck.
Yeah.
And you probably would need to actually fight zombies at some point, but you could get through the rounds really fast by doing it that way. So that's why they removed it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But with these, you know what? The name I want to call these little perks, why don't we just call them perma perks? Because that sounds...
Yeah, at the end of the day, they are kind of like perma perks.
Because you don't really see anything that indicates they're on until you're outside the game.
Yeah.
But like for player leaderboards, I would maybe there'd be an indicator or something of what you're going in with before you're going in game. Like, it show all the things that are active, like before popping onto a game or something. So then, the zombie world records could see it. But these wouldn't be so overpowered. They could leave the overpowered things to the Gobblegum system, like microtransactions and things like that.
Yeah.
If they choose to include them, like how they're kind of like supply drops and they've stopped supply drops now. If they choose to include them, which I don't know if they will. Maybe they'll just make it so you can buy each of the individual ones with things you've earned in game, or you can just pay for them. Like if you want to buy a perkaholic,
you
could straight up buy a perkaholic.
I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to. I mean, I don't.
That'd be the system. I think. I don't know. I don't really like that.
I don't think, because then that breaks the. I think that breaks the meta of zombies, because
but I don't.
You could get a perkaholic from the Dr. Monty's factory normally, right? But you could pay to have a chance to get a perkaholic. This is just straight up going that's actually pay to win. You straight up pay, okay, I want to have a perkaholic for the next game.
Yeah.
That's straight up pay to win.
I don't I don't like the whole random sort of thing. I like doing it. The one thing I could suggest to them is don't make it so players can, buy it. Like buy like that. If you can earn the
Right.
thing in game and then go to
Mm-hmm.
your Dr. Monty bit and then use them there, that's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they should be like how people didn't really like supply drops.
Right.
Essentially, they're kind of the same thing in a sense. You're just waiting to get a really good thing.
For the most part, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as supply drops do suck, you know, I I
It's a
think
tough
I,
middle
I I
ground
think I
because you can argue against it, but at the same time, it's like, but it's kind of fun. Like I think it's fun when you're opening up like gobblegums or whatever
I
because you
mean
might get something good. That rush.
it can be, but at the same time, you have supply drops that you want that one specific thing, and then I didn't get that one specific thing, but
Yeah.
the thing is, with the whole Perkaholic thing, because zombies is not multiplayer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
doing something like that, like how Black Ops 4 just recently did that, pick a weapon bribe and you trade in 25 for whatever weapon you want to get.
A
You know,
VMP, yes.
everybody has the chance to get that because of an in-game grind, not
Yeah.
because of paying money
Well,
for it.
well, yeah.
Everybody
Look at
has
it
the
that way
chance to
then.
do that.
How
You
about
know,
then we come to middle ground where people can have a chance to pretty much buy the gobblegum they want by earning in-game currency.
I mean
So
that's fine.
let's say a percoholic is 100 liquid vinium,
Hmm.
which is a bit over the top, but in the grand scheme of things, you're going to get a percoholic at the end.
Right.
Like
It's
you know
it's
how
also one of those things too where you could just use 3 of your liquid diviniums on a random spin and get a perkaholic as well. So it's one of
yeah.
those things that is, you could get it randomly for less, or if you just want it, pay one big
Mm,
straight up price of like 100
mm,
or 75 or whatever how many liquid diviniums it's going to be for that particular
yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I was going to say before with the, you know, with the pay to win aspects of Call of Duty with guns, it's kind of an interesting mechanic because with guns and multiplayer, one gun could totally um, break the meta of multiplayer. One
Yeah.
gun could shape how people play the game because of how guns are strangely balanced in multiplayer sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
where necessarily on the zombies front, you don't have to use certain perks and you don't have to use certain gobblegums to reach high rounds or do Easter eggs or whatever you want to do. So the whole meta of zombies revolves around one's individual strategy and prowess as a player rather
Yeah.
than use this one gun and you will do good in multiplayer. Like
Mm-hmm.
everywhere in Modern Warfare multiplayer, MP5 and M4.
And
Everywhere.
what's that thing called? The Grav? Is that it?
And the Growl, yeah.
Grav, yeah,
That
that's it. Yeah.
thing, it's a laser beam of a gun.
Not Blackout, and Warzone. That's what everyone uses.
Everybody uses that. Loadout drop, Growl.
Grav, yeah.
And then you just laser people from across the map. Something like that breaks the entire meta of a game, and then you go, well, fuck. I can't play the game how I
Yeah.
want to play it because other people are just gonna be using the same thing over and over again, and
Mhm.
I'm not gonna have a fun time because I can't compete against something like that.
Yeah.
Where in zombies, yes, you have overpowered guns like the Helion Salvo that you
Mhm.
could potentially make an argument for that break the meta because why use anything else if you could use the
When you
Helion
can,
Salvo?
yeah.
But at the same time, zombies, there's so many different things you can do in zombies rather than multiplayer. Multiplayer is you kill people for points, you kill people, collect their dog tags and kill confirmed. Domination, you hold a point, and what do you do to hold the point? You make sure the other team doesn't come and you kill them. There's really one main streamlined concept for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Zombies does have the basic concept of okay, kill zombies. That is the if you want to go off of what I've been saying, the streamlined concept for zombies. But there are many other layers on top of that include Easter egg steps, side Easter eggs, leveling up progressions, things like that.
Each map is kind of like its own sort of game.
Exactly.
Exactly. Multiplayer is like its own like experience and whatever. Like each map, like the Rise and Drac is like you're going into like a separate game to like maybe I don't know, Shadows of Evil, like completely different settings, completely different atmosphere, completely different one.
Yeah, like even in those maps too, like the Rise and Drac's a fantastic example. You don't have to get the lightning bow every game. I feel different. I want to play the game differently. I'm gonna get the fire bow. It's cool. It's awesome.
There's more. Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, by the way, Jack the Cool. Hope you're having a good day. But yeah, it's one of those things that, straight up buying a gun with money, real life money, breaks the entire meta of a game. Straight up buying a gobblegum from real money has the potential to break the game, but not as much as it would like it would multiplayer, even though I still don't agree with straight up purchasing Perkaholic for, okay, you want a Perkaholic? Give me $5.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like, you know what I mean? It goes back to the same argument of, well, not really an argument, but the thing that GTA Online, right? Everybody has a flying bike.
Yeah,
okay? It just breaks the game. You literally pay money. You can pay your real life money, shark cards, to get the flying bike and just be a dick and fly around with the flying bike. And it just breaks the whole meta of GTA Online free roam. And I'm having such a not good time with GTA Online recently because of that.
I haven't touched GTA in properly a good few years, but I've definitely, over my time playing it on the 360 and the Xbox One, I've definitely spent like 200, 250 pounds on them, like on shark cards or something. By buying 10 at a time, or like 10 pounds worth at a time.
Because the game is so inherently broken. Like as the game continued to go, GTA increasingly got more broken.
Because you can't play. If you're a new player.
Good luck being a new player. Like, honestly, good luck being a new player who wants to grind the whole thing in GTA. You're not going to be able to. Go buy your best bet, and it sucks because it's part of the problem, right? You got to go buy a shark card, get a flying bike, and you're good. Like, ugh. Well, guys, it was at this point in the live stream where my internet decided to cut out. I apologize for this immensely. I absolutely hate when this happens, but I still wanted to get what we still recorded here during the live stream out to you guys because I thought we had some really interesting conversations and I thought it was really fun. But if you have anything else you want to say about the conversation we had, feel free to let us know in the comment section. We love the open discussion that this community has. And I guess with all that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending where you are in this world. And stay safe out there. Me and K Cosmic will see you guys next week for episode 4 of the Division Z podcast.